Ladies and gentlemen, very important video today. Planets in the ascendant, Lagna, rising sign, first house. They're all the same. So a planet placed in the ascendant is very important. Maybe the most important planet, if not the most, but one of the most important planets. Okay, so priority is very high. Now, if you don't have a planet in the ascendant, what to do? Bad luck, good luck. Check where your Lord of the Ascendant is. Okay, so your Ascendant Lagna rising sign is lorded by a particular planet depending on the sign that is there in the Ascendant, and then you need to see that planet. But suppose you have a particular planet in the Ascendant, what can you know about yourself, or what can you know about a particular person? These are 10 things which you can know. But disclaimer, before we get into these 10 things, you need to understand the planet in the ascendant can give a very strong indicator, but that is not the sole decider. So, which means if I say characteristic number one can be decided by this planet, it means the overall chart has to be seen, but this planet in the ascendant has a very strong say in that. All right, so don't blindly judge people just because they have a particular planet in the ascendant. We have a tendency to do that. Okay, like if we see, oh, person has Rahu in the first house, this person is a cheater. Okay, not like that. Okay, don't do that. Now, number one, first impression. It gives the first impression, which means when a person meets you or sees you, what or interacts with you, shakes hands or does namaste, whatever. It's like when you meet somebody for the first time, what do you remember? How is the first impression? So that is what is very much decided by the Lord of the Ascendant and the planet in the Ascendant. Okay, so therefore, if you have natural benefics in the Ascendant, which means in the first house, then in general, there is a higher probability that the first impression will be good, which means Jupiter, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, these planets. Then, if you have Sun, Mars, there could be some fiery exchanges, and the person could seem overly enthusiastic or energetic. And Rahu person can seem a bit different. Rahu Ketu in the Lagna, something is a bit off, or rather, I would say something is not in line. Okay, and of course, Saturn can give first impression as if the person is not very much interested about things in life. Okay, but again, the overall chart matters. Okay, number two, it it tells a lot about your appearance. So how do you look? So which planet is in the ascendant? So if you have a natural benefic again, then you can have reasonably good appearance. But for that, of course, you need to check the fifth house. And in your date of birth, if you have 2, 6, 7, or either at least two of these, like you have 2, 6 or 6, 7 or 2, 7, especially if you have 6 and 7 and you have benefics in your ascendant, like Jupiter, Moon, Mercury, Venus, then you will certainly have higher higher attractiveness. And along with that, if you have a strong fifth house, your attraction will be even higher. Okay, so therefore the planet in the ascendant will be like, oh, you see this person from far, oh, this person looks good, this person doesn't look good. Okay, so that's like the classic way people judge you. Okay, so yes, that's how people judge. So that you can do nothing about it. Okay, so that's how it is. That's the first house. Okay, first house means the first thing that they notice about you, which is your appearance. Number three, and yes, before going to number three, don't forget to subscribe to Exotic Astrology if you are new, and don't forget with the thumbs up. For if you like this video and for personalized horoscope readings, you can always go to my website down in the description section. Thought process. Number three, thought process, thought process, thought process. How do you think? Which direction do you think? How's your thought process in general? What are things which are going on in your mind? Like, for example, a person who has 6 and 7 in their date of birth and has Venus in Lagna can uh, be thinking considerably more in direction of beauty, romance, love, creativity, and all this. Okay. Now, if in your date of birth 5 is prominent, 5, 9, or 7, 5, these are prominent, and you have Mercury in the Lagna, then money will be very important for you. Okay, so how is your thought process? How do you see the world? Like, you judge everything based on money, or you try to see things from a perspective of beauty, or you try to see things from a perspective of control, like, sun especially, or you are very enthusiastic like Mars. Okay, so that will be decided through this particular planet. Okay, so very, very, very important this planet is. Now, number 4, it tells you about the gravity of a person. Like, how grave is the person, what's the gravity of this person. Like, for example, if in their date of birth they have number 3 and number 1 also, and they have Jupiter or Sun, then the person will, in the first house, in the ascendant, then the person will be very grave. There will be like, the person will talk seriously, person will have a strong personality, and the person will be a bit commanding in nature. Okay, and if the person has number 9 in their date of birth, and of course the person has Mangal in Lagna, then the person will be very angry, short tempered, uh, and the person can be a bit rash, like takes quick decisions but does not stick to it. It could be like that. Okay, so therefore it will tell you how grave you are. So if you want to know how people perceive you, you have to check your date of birth and the planet in the ascendant. All right, that will tell you the story. Number 5, it will tell you the desires of your past life or your past lifetimes, which means, why have you taken birth in this world? Because you have desire. I have desire, everybody has desire. So some, now everybody has so many desires, but there are some desires which are very prominent. Okay, so therefore the planet in the ascendant will tell you what is that you want to accomplish in this life. Now, to what extent uh, are you going to desire that wealth? That will depend on, I mean, to what extent will your desire be fulfilled? That will depend on the overall chart, and it will also depend on the dashas. Okay, but in general, the consensus is that it will tell you why you are here. And again, as I said, if there are no planets in the ascendant, there will be a Lord. So check the Lord. The Lord will tell you. Okay. Number 6. This is very, very, very important. Now, this is 50-50. I'll tell you. 50-50 means number 5 is focus. The planet in the ascendant will tell you your focus. So if 10th Lord is in the Lagna, your focus is name, fame, power, position, authority. You want to do something of your own. 7th Lord is in the Lagna. You want to do something with other people. You may be a bit you may be a bit too concerned about the opposite sex. Okay, or it could be you always feel like at home when you are with others. Okay, it could be like that. But the other 50% is where the Lagna Lord is, where the Lord of the Lagna is. So suppose your Lagna Lord is in the 10th and your 10th Lord is in the Lagna. Wow, fantastic. It's like you want name, fame, and you are also doing things. So the planet in the Lagna will tell you what you want, and the Lagna Lord's placement will tell you to what extent are you willing to work for it. So for example, suppose a person's 10th Lord is in the Lagna, so it shows the person wants name and fame. But if the Lagna Lord is in a Dustana house, it means the person is lazy. So it's like, lazy, ambitious people. They want success, but they're not willing to work for it. Okay, that's how it is. Number 7, very, very, very important. It will tell you the outlook that you have towards life. Are you pessimistic? Are you optimistic? How are you? Are you forgiving? Like, especially if Jupiter, Moon, these planets are there, you may be very forgiving. And if Sun, Mars is there, you may lack forgiveness. If Saturn is there, you may perpetually keep speaking negative about people. If Saturn is in Lagna, you will see people they have difficulty seeing others happy. They may claim, oh yeah, I can see others happy, but it's difficult for them to tolerate. Okay, so therefore, the planet in the ascendant will tell you what. See, a planet in the ascendant is like the lens. Okay, so you have a particular lens through that you view the world. So what is that lens? Okay, so is the lens good? Is the lens bad? That will be decided. So if trinal lords are sitting, natural benefics are sitting, then it is good for the ascendant, because then the person is by default positive and optimistic. And if natural malefics are there, and that natural malefic like Saturn, Rahu, Ketu is also, like especially Saturn, Mars, one of them is sitting there, and they are also lording a Dusthana house. It is Satyanas. God save those who have malefics in Lagna lording a particular Dusthana house. Number 8, very, very, very important. It will tell you the risk appetite of a person. Like if a person has Mars in the Lagna, then a person may be taking lot of risks, but may be calculated or no uncalculated. But the person will take a lot of risks. So it could be good or it could be bad also, depending on the chart. But if Jupiter is there, if Sun is there, you will see they will, take risks, but they will think and they will do all the analysis, only then they will take risks, not before. Now, apart from that, if like 8th lord is in the Lagna, 12th lord is in the Lagna, you're always fearful. So you cannot take risks. Okay, Saturn is in Lagna, you are pessimistic, you are fearful, you are negative. So you're like, no, I lose. Now, is that bad? Generally, it is not good, but could be good also sometimes. If your chart is indicating you are a very sensible person with Saturn in the ascendant, so people come to you for advice. You are always very practical, very grounded. So it depends on the chart. Just because Saturn is there, you can't say it is bad, and just because Mars is there, you can't say it is good. Okay. But generally, if planets like Moon and Venus are there, that can give some lack of, yeah, because they are Jala Tattva planets, watery planets, so they can give low confidence in terms of making a decision. Okay, so there could be decision paralysis with Moon, Venus in the Lagna in general. But if you have Moon and in your date of birth, if you have too many twos, like 22nd February 1992 or something like that, okay, 2nd February 2002, my God. Decision paralysis, okay, could be there. Number 9, it tells you about your vitality. What's your vitality? How much energy do you have in the body? Are you ready to hit others? Or are you ready to, yeah, you are ready to compromise? Like, do you jump up when there's something good? Or do you get very depressed when something goes back? So that is how you will actually know. So if a person has a malefic like Mars in Lagna and is married to another person who has Saturn in Lagna, so then the person with Mars in Lagna, if you know, oh, I'm always eager, enthusiastic, and this person is so dull and boring, is not having any energy, is not enthusiastic at all, may feel like that. So therefore, uh, along with that, you need to check the date of birth. So if in date of birth the number 8 is there for odd number of times, like single 8, triple 8, then there could be more dullness. Okay, along with Saturn in Lagna, of course. Okay, and if Mars is there and in Lagna, and then the person's destiny number is 9. Destiny means the total of your date of birth, bhagyank, as they say. Then it means there's tremendous energy there. Okay, so that's how you can know how compatible two people will be. Okay, number 10, most important, you can know the character of a person. Now again, when you speak of character, you might be tempted to bring in Rahu here. Oh, bad character. No, when I say character, I'm not uh, meaning it in terms of morality or good bad. I mean, Rahu in the ascendant, the person can be a bit eccentric. Along with that, if the person has 4 in their date of birth, so if 4 is there, like April born, 1984 born, or 24th, 14, or their basic number is 4, which means they are born on 13th, 4th, or 22nd, or 31st, or their destiny number is 4, then this eccentricity will be even higher. Okay, so then the person may feel that, okay, why to follow customs traditions, just do what you want, like, yeah, that's how it is. Okay, so now, is that good or is that bad? Not necessarily bad. Okay, so that's the problem. If you see people with Rahu in Lagna, they will be judged. Okay, this is bad. Okay, no, not necessarily. The person may be a bit unorthodox. Okay, now Jupiter Sun can make the person a bit more orthodox. But again, is that good or is that bad? If the person is a bit headless, then the person can go into wrong things. Like forcing others to believe what they believe, harming others, those who don't believe what they believe. Okay, so that is how it works actually. Okay, but you have to check the entire chart and only then you can give a verdict. But yes, the planet in the first house is always a good start. Remember that. Okay, because you have to start somewhere. You have to start from a particular point. So planet in the Lagna is the starting point. All right. And if you have more than one planet in the Lagna, then that's a video for some other day. All right. And if you don't have any planet, check the Lagna Lord. Don't forget. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Please take care. And yes, Jai Siya Ram.